There's a hawk that just landed outside my window. He's just been screeching around. I don't know why he's there. Do you see me, hawk? I see you. Not sure why you're there. Hi, I'm Rhenda.
I'm Jim.
We're Hardiness Approach. We learned the most amazing trick to do yesterday while watching YouTube on our drive home, to trim the leaves on the squash to give it air so that the bees can get in and pollinate the different flowers. And so now you can actually see inside of our squash and it's breathing now. So that's really quite cool. We never knew you could trim this. So it's really awesome. I just want to show you these tomatoes here. Look how beautiful they are. And there, and here, and here. Oh, I'm pretty sure I should have one of these.
Pretty sure, huh? Any good?
Not terrific. We want to show you our arch. It's growing a lot. It has spaghetti squash just hanging here. I'll show you up close in a little while. We've got nylons around our watermelon. We have tomatoes growing. We have bean plants growing, cucumbers, acorn squash just hanging from this. And right now, our acorn squash is a little wilty because, why?
It looks like while we were gone, the watering system came apart and it didn't get water.
But we had rain most of the time. It's just that today has been hot and it didn't get watered. It'll come back.
Yep.
It'll go whoosh. So let me show you. Anyway, I wanted to show them. How cool.
No, this is, we're impressed.
Okay, we have learned some things. We're not going to have squash growing up anymore. Right? Because it kind of takes over.
Well, the area we wanted to put the squash in, our sprawling garden, wasn't ready. We didn't have time to get it ready. This was a place, and so we made use of it.
And it's growing amazing. So let me show you how that's happening. So there's a spaghetti squash. And here's acorn squash. One down on the ground. And the nice thing about when it's down on the ground is it's not on dirty ground, you know. And then on the outside,
You're going to show the watermelon.
I'm going to show the other spaghetti squash. Whoops. Sorry. And the watermelons hanging in the nylons here. There's their little sack that they're in. So that's really cool. But yeah, you can just see that it's climbing right up. And it's really awesome. We like it a lot. I tied my dill over this way. And here comes the tomato plant growing up. So they're just going to town here. I'm really excited to say that my blue Hubbard squash is finally growing a blue Hubbard. Actually, two blue Hubbards. We've got one right here and one right here. One of the reasons why that's so exciting is because they are actually seeds from our blue Hubbards in Nevada. So cross your fingers that they're actually going to go and do what we ask them to do.
Losing water everywhere. Looks like it's working well.
Good, and we're getting water where they weren't getting over there?
Yeah.
Okay. I love the flowers. You know, this started with one marigold in each flower, and look at them. They're just crazy cool. And we have watermelon growing up here. So it's really awesome. And my sweet potatoes back here are just going nuts. So that's pretty cool. I'm happy about that. But yeah, the tomatoes are tremendous. Sounds like you got a break there.
Yeah, I found a place that needed some help.
Do you need me to turn it off?
No, I got it.
You got it. Anyway, I just think this is such a pretty garden. It's not nearly as big as we need to actually feed ourselves yet, but it's a great start having only been here for 3 months. So, I think these are officially the tallest Swiss chard I've ever seen. So I've got to harvest that, and we've been harvesting it right along and eating it. So I'm going to harvest more and put it in the freezer. We had a pretty decent trip to Colorado. It was a really nice time to be with our family and to share in the memories and
Well, see people we haven't seen for a while, you know.
funerals and weddings.
There haven't been enough weddings, and it's just, it's not the happiest time to get to see everybody, but it is a time that we get to do it.
Well, I think everybody, you know, yes, there was sadness because we love Shirley so much, but there was also just a
Well, it was a celebration,
celebration,
really. It was set up to be a celebration, and everybody saw it as that way because she kind of went on her own terms.
yep, that's what she does.
She had a great life. A lot of people with many great memories of her and her love and her generosity and her work ethic.
Well, we had 2 nights at her son's, our nephew, and he's a cattle guy, and so he was able to give us a lot of advice. Thank you, Len.
And not just fluffy advice, you know.
No,
like,
good advice.
Yeah, it was detailed.
It was really nice.
Nitty-gritty details.
And then we went to visit our son in Colorado Springs. So this is a shout out to Thunder and Buttons. Thank you for the really good food. We went to the restaurant that his friend works at, and she was able to sit with us for a little while. And this is just a shout out to Lindsay and the staff there who watch us, whom we were surprised that they watch us. And anyway, thank you for the wonderful meal that we had. One of the best burgers I've had in a long time.
Half a burger.
I ate half a burger. It was huge.
Yeah.
But we got back home last night and found our home in impeccably great condition. The person that we had take care of our chickens also mowed our lawn, brought in our garbage can, took care of our chickens wonderfully. The person who took care of our cow milked her, and everything was done so well. And that's such a blessing because it has not always been that way when we have left.
Yeah, it's
So-
always still worrisome when you
But
walk
we
away.
didn't have to worry, and it was great. And that's the sense of community.
Yes.
And how great it is. But we're back in the humidity. I had 2 days of straight hair, and now we're back to curly. So anyway, we hope that you enjoy the rest of the video. It is about us expanding our chicken coop, and just a way that we could do it without spending any money at all.
With an eye to the future. I mean, it's becoming multi-purpose. The building has been multi-purpose, but this was, I've got bugs crawling on me. I just know it. You don't see any?
Nada.
Good. Just have that sense when you've been amongst the plants and whatnot.
Yep.
So, anyway, it's a multi-purpose coop. We can use it for smaller ones. We can use it if we need to separate some of them. We just set it up to where it's going to be larger for the quantity we have, but give us a little more versatility.
Oh, and we did fill it with wood chips today in the new part that we built. And the meat chickens will go on pasture on Monday or Tuesday. We're going to get it on Monday, so they'll go on Tuesday. So we're getting a chicken tractor to be able to utilize.
A chicken tractor that's been here before.
Another community helping us. So anyway, thank you, and enjoy and subscribe. And all of you senior steaders who are out there working, we're so proud of you. We've gotten so many exciting people who are moving. One of them is just turning 70 and they just bought their land, and makes our little heart proud.
Today, our project is to expand our chicken coop. It's probably big enough for the number of chickens that we have, but that's questionable. And in addition to that, there are times when we need to separate different groups, and the way it's set up right now, really hard to do. So we're gonna do some expanding that makes it bigger so a larger number can be comfortable in there, but also so that we can subdivide it when we need to.
So we had two choices. We could take a wall down on the west side and try to put a roof on and all of that is involved. That intrudes upon where we're going to put the pigs. So
it's a lot of work.
And a lot of work and expense. I got to see what this is. I don't know what that's doing. Okay. When we were in Oregon, part of our chicken, Burl in Utah.
Yep.
When we were in Utah on our first homestead, we had half of the coop in concrete and half of it in dirt.
Well, that's what was there. We just used it, and
Exactly.
it worked.
And it worked great, and I remember really liking the concrete. So we're going to still deep bed it, but you can clean it out then. So we're taking part of the coop.
So let's show you. This is the run. We're going to go inside a little barn now where the coop is.
We've already started cleaning it. You've watched us clean this out before. This is where we have our
brooder.
We have 15 Cornish cross.
And this is no longer big enough for them.
Yeah. So.
And this is the coop that exists now. It's long, it's 20 feet across and about 6 feet wide, and it's deeper. And it's great for what we've been doing, but we don't want these guys mixed in, and sometimes we're going to have smaller ones that we don't want mixed in, so by having more area that we can subdivide, we can do that. So we're going to put a chicken
wall
right here. This will eventually come down. While we have these guys in here, it won't.
Because we're going away for a few days, we just can't do it.
Anyway, it's going to allow us to do dividing like we want to do, and that's going to be great in the future. But also have it big enough that if when we have a larger number of chickens, there's enough place for them.
Eventually, we'll do a little. When we need to subdivide a small little area here that the babies can grow in and get to know the others. It has worked really well with our 3 Delawares.
Yeah, this is our actually third batch of chickens to mingle. First were the chickens we bought locally, and then the ones that got hatched, and now this next
and the ones we brought from Katie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the ones I
Oh,
meant,
the ones we brought.
Katie.
Okay.
First. So that's the 3 batches that have mingled. These guys have been out and about with them. There are no problems. Everybody's getting along.
They run around outside. They come in and out.
Pecking orders in fact, so I get it.
So here's our new wall. Jim just walked through where the doorway is. And then we've got a little corner here, and it comes along here. And now, Jim, show them how much space there is between that and the window. So, excuse me, I am trying to talk. I know I really disturbed you, and I probably won't get an egg now. I'm so sorry. Where are you?
There's two of them.
I
One
know.
in, one wanting to get in. It's the same one.
Okay.
Even though there's 6 of them there.
So this wall that Jim is standing in front of is going to come down, not right away. It will be put studs up so it can all be done. And a greenhouse is going to be done out the south side of Little Barn.
Now we want a greenhouse. In addition to that, these boards have gotten a lot of, I don't know what, but they're in horrible shape. Some of them are almost non-existent. Whether it was they were eaten by termites or carpenter ants, but there was a lot of, they had horses out here, and there was just a lot of tearing up that went on this wall. So it needs replaced anyway, but instead of just replacing it, Cheese is watching me. Instead of just replacing it, we want to put a greenhouse out here. Great place for a greenhouse. We've got an audience.
One of the reasons that this side of the barn is so bad is because the cows have always come up and rubbed against it, knocked against it, everything. So we have a wire fence there now, so we shortened the corral, which doesn't hurt them at all. And so they can't get to it. Anyway, we have the base, and we're going to put up a few side brace here, and probably one here where we're going to have the chicken nest. And because we'll be moving that from up there to here, which will also disturb them for a little while. Oh my goodness, children, would you stop fighting? You two are the oldest two here. You need to set an example. Yeah, you're just being ornery. Cows out the window. This has not got a window on it. We've just put a screen on it. It had plastic on it while we were gone during the winter, which the cows broke through. So we don't need to see Missy going cuckoo right now. But we're so glad it's here and not in the barn. All right, well, we have reused everything that we have. Every single thing here was reused. So the chicken wire was what was protecting the corral with the goats in it 2 years ago. on lath. We had all the wood we already had here. We had gotten it 2 years ago also, 3 years ago. So now this is all done in, and we're got to work on the door. And none too soon, because these guys just keep jumping out and trying to get lost. And they really don't want to be lost. They just don't know why they keep jumping out. You're on.
Ta-da! Door works. Opens like it's supposed to. People can go in and out. And when the door is closed, chickens can't.
So we ran into a little bit of a problem with our hinge. We added a 2x4 right here, and that just took up the problem okay. The door is great. We've got temperature and time here, and containers here to hold stuff.
This isn't the time.
No.
There's
It
no
isn't.
battery.
Actually, it's almost.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Well, I guess once a day it's right.
It's 20 minutes slow. So now we're gonna clean this up in here and dirty it, meaning we're gonna put deep bedding in here for a little bit. We'll put a little bit of wood chips and some of the bedding for the chickens. Project done, and it is just noon right now. Half a day project. Yay. And that chicken is still trying to lay because I've disturbed her so many times today.